Wessex nomad. Come in.
Ah, hello Jack. What can I do for you?
I need your help to scout 2 locations. I would do it myself, but I'm still laying low after I angered some fairies.
That sounds good to me, mate. I am the Wessex nomad after all. I do like to explore.
The coordinates are being transferred to you now.
Nice one. I look forward to this.
Good luck, Wessex nomad. Raven out.
Welcome to a collab with Staffordshire Folklore. Please subscribe to his channel. Link in the description.
Hi guys, right, so I've been sent on a bit of a mission by Staffordshire Folklore. Here I am in Ilham, in the Peak District, absolutely stunning area in Church of the Holy Cross. This has been my first destination of today. So why I'm here and who I'm going to be talking about, I'll explain shortly. But for now, let's have a little look around. So one of the first things you see when you walk into this church, and it's the one thing I was actually really excited about, is this font. Look at all that, that's absolutely stunning. These engravings there. This font is meant to be as old as the 12th century, some say it's even older. But wow. I would probably go as far to say that is one of the most stunning fonts I've ever seen. Look at that. I mean, I've seen plenty of fonts with engravings and that on it, but I mean, not quite as dramatic as that. That is beautiful. And going through here, you've got an absolutely stunning memorial. Someone called Pike Watts, who, I've got to be honest, I'm not fully sure who he was. But look at this. This is, yeah, it's in this little chapel here. You've got all these angels around, all beautifully carved out. And yeah, it's a beautiful memorial. I'm afraid I don't know, I wasn't prepared, I didn't even know about this memorial before I came here. We have some who appears to be Pike Watts on the bed, who I'm assuming is his wife, knelt down next to him, and 3 children. Very, very, very atmospheric. What's kind of cool is that along the wall, you've got this, like, these plaques that go all the way around the church, basically talking about, I'll come over here, the history of Ilham. See? Ends here. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Nice little feature that. So then we go into what I think is the most atmospheric part of this church, and it's this. So this is St. Bertram's tomb. Now, it wasn't actually constructed at the time of the saint himself, around the 13th and 14th century. We'll get to St. Bertram in a minute. Some of you might have heard of him already. But yes, this is St. Bertram's tomb. I'm quite blessed the fact that I'm the only one in this church. I'm quite liking that. But yeah, this is an absolutely stunning church. If you're in the Peak District and anywhere near Ilham, pay a visit. It's beautiful. What a lovely little church. So, suppose you're wondering who St. Bertram was. Well, I'll hand you over now to Staffordshire Folklore and he'll explain.
There's no one single definitive history of Bertram, which isn't so surprising considering the time of turmoil and upheaval in which his life took place. But one version of the legend, as recorded by folklorist Mark P. Henderson, goes roughly like this. Bertram was once a prince of Mercia in the 8th century. Now he was a pagan, but had become interested in Christianity. His neighbours were Christian, but as they were his enemies, he was reluctant to ask them. So instead, he travelled to Ireland, where he learned about Christianity and eventually converted. While he was there, he met a beautiful Irish princess. He wanted to marry her, but her father forbade it, and so together they fled in the dead of night. The journey to England was filled with hardship, a rough sea crossing, trouble in the Welsh marches, before finally getting lost in the forest of Mercia, so close to where he had called home. At this point, the Irish girl was pregnant, and one day, while Bertram was off looking for food for her, she was beset by a pack, leaving Bertram to return to a truly horrific sight. Bertram was beside himself, and could only understand this as punishment from God for eloping with the girl. After much grief, he came to believe the only thing he could now do with his life was to live as a hermit. He went to Offa, king of Mercia, and asked for land where he may have a hermitage. He was granted some at Ilham in the moorlands, where there was only a cave and a well. Bertram began preaching Christianity, which enraged the pagan king Offa and caused him to try and reclaim the land. They determined that the gods would decide who was in the right of it, and a David and Goliath battle ensued between their chosen champions. Ultimately, Bertram's man prevailed, and he was allowed to remain on the land until the end of his days. Now, it doesn't take the most hardened skeptic to recognise this legend is a compilation of other stories, and likely bears little relation to actual history. This patchwork tale is a relatively recent thing, being written down from oral beliefs about the saint in the north of Staffordshire, but very little of it is supported by older texts. So let's look at what we do know historically. The oldest account is from the Nova Legenda Anglie, written by John of Tynemouth. Unfortunately, I don't speak Latin. Fortunately, Robert Plot did, and provided this translation in his 1686 work, The Natural History of Staffordshire. About this time and place, where the town of Stafford now stands, anciently called Bethany, began first to be inhabited by Saint Bertram, the son of a king of this country, and scholar to Saint Guthlac, with whom he tarried until his death, after which, though now unknown to his father, he begged this land of him, where he led a hermit's life for many years, till disturbed by some that envied his happiness, when he removed into some desert mountainous place, where he ended his life, leaving Bethany to others who afterwards built it and called it Stafford, there being a shallow place in the river hereabout that could easily be passed with the help of a staff alone. Now, whereabouts this desert place should be that Bertram went to, those histories are silent. Yet, I have some grounds to think that it might be about Ilham, and this was the Saint Bertram who has a well, an ash, and a tomb at Ilham. I know not, though, why the people of Ilham might corrupt his name. as they call him Bertram instead of Bertlin. Yes, those of you who caught it, the town of Stafford was originally founded by St. Bertram and called Bethany. This was until the town expanded under Lady Ethelfled, daughter of Alfred the Great, around 913, and the new name began to take hold. The reference to using a staff to cross the river is questionable, but the meaning of the town's name today is definitely a reference to it being a key place to ford the River Sow, a tributary of the Trent. The remnants of the original church built by the saint are still marked out in Stafford at St. Mary's Church today. Archaeological evidence shows a charcoal layer, indicating it may have originally been of timber construction and burned down. On top of that are the remains of the stone structure, possibly built in the time of Ethelfled. The timber artifact in the centre was originally thought to be a preaching cross, but more recently is described as the remains of a tree trunk coffin from the 10th century, possibly left in veneration of the saint, who is today officially recognised as patron saint of Stafford. Here at Ilham, there are other signs left over from the life of the saint, namely Bertram's well, though there is some discussion to be had if this well is the original or more for the tourists, as some speak of a second, similar well higher up in the hillside and closer to a potential site of his hermit cave. Plot had something interesting to say on this account as well. A tree named Bertram's ash was described to grow over the well, an ash of a unique species, as its leaves grew narrower and sharper than any other. The people of Ilham believed it was dangerous to break a bough from this tree, as the saint watched over it still. Sadly, by the time J. Pinkerton visited the site in 1808, this tree was gone, and mysteriously had faded from memory of the villagers. The story of the ash over the spring is interesting, as in pre-Christian tradition Yggdrasil, the world tree, was also an ash. So a holy tree over a holy well could be an indication that the site was at one time important to the pagan peoples of the land. Indeed, the much-renowned Thor's Cave is only 3.5 miles northwest of this well. Ultimately, there is very little we can say for certain about Bertram. It's not beyond doubt that Bertram and Bertlin were two different people entirely, but to the people of Staffordshire, now, as before there was even in England, Ilham will be a place of great religious significance.
Let's go look for that well that Mr. Staffordshire Folklore showed us in that little clip. But first, let's have a little walk around the churchyard. Okay, let's look for that well. Right then, okay. That was me thinking it's right in the woods, beyond the woods, but no, it's right here. Okay, let's have a closer look. Right, so this is the alleged Bertram's well. Now, many people think that this is actually not the well. This is just, you know, touristy thing. The actual well is a bit further away. So, that brings us to the next destination that Staffordshire Folklore is sending me to find that very well. So yes, let's just admire this for a minute and set off. found it. Here it is. Okay, so there you have it. The alleged original St. Bertram's well. So you would have seen that, probably would have flowed down into here, into the valley. You know, saints had wells for baptisms, for water that provided healing properties and stuff like that. And this is an absolutely stunning area. Look at this. Magical. Absolutely magical. This was a long drive to get to today, but completely worth it. Like, I can't hear anything. It's just so still, so subtle. It's like beautiful. So I very much thank Staffordshire Folklore for sending me on this little pilgrimage today. So yeah, we've seen his tomb, we've seen the touristy well, and now we've seen what is allegedly the actual well. There's one more place though today that we need to discover, but I'll tell you what that is in a minute. Let me just relax for a bit. Okay, it's been fun so far today, right? Yeah, so one more place now to investigate. Let me get back to my car. I'll explain what we're doing. See you in a bit. Right, okay, so where I'm going next is a cave where St. Bertram is said to have stayed as a hermit. So, it's not that far from here. I've got no phone signal, however, so I haven't got any GPS, so it's just going to be blagging it for a bit. Sort of had a look on the map, so sort of know roughly where I'm going. And yeah, when I get there, well, when I get near there, it'll be a case of parking up and going on a little walk to try and find it. Mr. Staffordshire Folklore has not been there himself, so he can only tell me so much. So yeah, it's actually roasting now, it's really hot. Anyways, so yeah, look forward to this. It'll be a fun little adventure. So right, let's see what happens. Okay, no idea where I am. I've got no map, and yeah, no phone signal either, so it's going to be a complete blag, assuming that I can find it. I know it's definitely down this way, so at some point I've got to cross the river, at the very least. Staffordshire Folklore did warn me. He said to me, like, be very careful if you're going to do that. It's very, very tricky. So yeah, let's see what happens now. I'm not expecting miracles. If I make it, I make it. If I don't, I don't. So yeah, let's march on. Feels like a bit of a proper adventure now. Talk to you shortly. Okay, this is the river that Staffordshire Folklore warned me about, and that's very, very difficult to cross. And yeah, look at this. So let's try it. So far, so good. So far, so good. I think this is going to be the hardest part here. Oh, no, completely dried up. Success! Luck is on our side. There we go. Mr. Staffordshire Folklore will be very happy to see this. Oh, don't want to speak too soon, I might slip on this bit because it's muddy. Come on. There we go. On the other side. Happy days. Wessex Nomad 1. Complicated river crossing, nil. But yeah, it's not over yet, guys. I've still got to find an escape. But we're getting warmer. Look at this. So let me check my what maps I do have access to and see what I can work out as a fence here. So where do I go from here? Right, let me work this out, folks. I'll catch you shortly. Now, I thought it was that way, but it's all fenced up, so I can't cross it. So I'm hoping something's up here. Either a way over the fence. I don't really know, this is the problem, I don't really know what I'm looking for. I've seen pictures of what the cave looks like. It looks quite hidden. So right now, I've got a feeling I'm going a bit too far away. I should be going that way, but I can't go that way. So I'm going to keep going up here for a bit, see what I can find. See if this goes, yeah, see it's all fenced up all the way along. So, yeah, it's getting a bit more it's getting more and more overgrown as I go along. So, I'm going to go up here for a bit longer, and then I'll turn around. Hang on. Right, what's this? Because this is really, oh god, flies everywhere. This is really as far up here I want to go. See? It's fenced off. Pretty sure it's that way. Right, didn't figure it out, folks. Talk to you in a bit. Right, it's definitely not up there, and I can't go that way because of all the fenced stuff bits. So I'm going to cross over the river again and carry on, and hopefully I'll be able to get to it. Unless I'm looking at it, is that one of the caves? That would be really funny if I'm looking at it the whole time. But yeah, I'm not quite convinced I've seen it yet. I mean, I've seen pictures of it, so, but still. Yeah. Let's cross over the river again. Keep walking that way and see what's what. Let's go. Right, to the left of me is someone's farm, so obviously I'm not going to go in there. But from this little trail here, I'm going uphill. I've got the cliff of the caves into my left, and if I'm able to figure out which one it is, I might be able to walk along the river and get to it, possibly. I don't want to do anything too stupid. Right, so which one's which? Right, this is no good. Like I said, pictures I've seen of it aren't really matching up with what I'm looking at, but I know it's there. Like, the maps I do have and the coordinates I can look at say it's literally right in front of me. This is irritating. Right, maybe I'll ask someone, see if I can ask someone at the farm if they can help me out. Otherwise, my next idea is to walk along the dried up river and see if that will work. If I still can't do that, guys, it might have to be an aborted mission. But still, I mean, I bet there's some of you that have been there before who are watching this screaming at me now saying it's right there, mate, it's right there. Oh god, this is frustrating. But yeah, it's somewhere over there. So, right, let's head down to the river and very carefully see if I can walk across it, because from here it doesn't look all that bad. But like I said, I don't want to risk anything. Right, let's go. this is our last hope of potentially finding it. Okay. How easy is this going to be to cross? Oh boy, let's go. Right, there's a sign up there, and these are sort of like steps, kind of, so here's nothing. Okay, that was the sign, not very informative. This is the problem I've got, is I don't want to keep going unless I know it's there, if you know what I mean. Damn. Alright guys, I'm gonna keep pushing on. I'm not gonna give up just yet. Let's keep going. Guys, I found it. Here we are guys, this is Bertram's cave. Talk about being a hermit. Look at that. I'll shove the GoPro in there, see what I can see. Or you can see rather. I am not gonna climb in there because as you guys know from my recent videos, caving is not really my forte. So yeah, what a place. Wow. Incredible. Oh, I was so close to giving it up. But nope, we're here. We made it. Jack Raven of Staffordshire Folklore would be very proud. Oh, wow. Right, camera off. Let me just chill out for a bit, guys. Cheers. Right, let me give Jack Raven a call, just let him know that I found it. 2 seconds.
Wessex Nomad, do you have a report?
Jack, it's fantastic news. I found everything.
Excellent work, Nomad. Did you have trouble reaching the cave?
It was tough, but I found it.
And we'll finally have confirmation if Bertram's ash still exists.
Come again?
Bertram's ash? It grows over his well. It's protected by the saint. Was it still there? Nomad, we may have lost signal. Please advise.
Well, I mean, there definitely was a tree. I don't recall being told to identify it though.
So we don't know for sure.
Well, I guess that's one mystery people will have to visit to discover themselves.
Okay then folks, that was awesome. It's been a really good day. Stepping into the past of St. Bertram. Thank you for watching. It's been a great day filming. It's been very rewarding to end up here. I'd really like to thank Jack of Staffordshire Folklore for agreeing to do this collab. You know, if you haven't subscribed to him yet, please subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely fantastic. The amount of knowledge he has, the amount of passion he has, and the amount of painstaking work that guy puts into his videos, honestly, it's very admirable. And I'll link his channel in the description. Please subscribe. The guy has just surpassed 1,000 subscribers and very much deserved. He's also on Telegram and Instagram and Twitter. So yeah, please follow all that if you can, and consider buying him a coffee, because like this video would not exist if it wasn't for him. As for myself, I am pretty exhausted. So I'm going to put all the camera gear away now, absorb all this, get out of here, find somewhere to fill my car up because I'm running out of fuel, which is not the most ideal situation when you're in the middle of nowhere, and drive back to Somerset. So yes guys, I really hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, like the video, leave a comment, follow me on Telegram, Instagram, buy me a coffee, donate to me on PayPal, whatever you want to do. All support is incredible, it's extremely appreciated. You have no idea. Right folks, thank you once again. As you can see, I am in awe. So guys, thank you, and see you in the next video.